I'm sure you guys have ever heard the term never poke a bear, but have you ever heard of never poke a bird? Well, today we're about to dive right into never. All right, that means just maybe it's not. Being a comedian is not my... All right, let's go ahead and get straight to it.
You guys absolutely love the Larry Bird trash talk stories, and this one is one of the greatest and funniest trash talking moments of all time.
Okay.
Now, a few months ago, I posted a Larry Bird video that did quite well on this channel, and it featured Dominique and the Atlanta Hawks, but this video is separate to that, and this trash talking moment happened a few years later. This is the time that Larry Bird went in on Spud Webb, Dominique Wilkins, Doc Rivers, and the whole Atlanta Hawks team, and it is hilarious. Larry Bird is one of the greatest players of all time, but he's arguably the greatest trash talker of all time as well, and this video proves that. So if you do enjoy videos just like this one, I'd really appreciate if you guys could hit that like button if you do enjoy it by the end of the video. Subscribe if you are new for videos just like this one. I also want to give full credit to all the podcast interviews and clips used in this video. They are on the screen right now, so be sure to check them out in their entireties. I don't want to keep you guys waiting, so
also this video will be in the description as well. So yeah, let's get
this is the reason why you don't trash talk Larry Bird, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Larry Bird's trash talk strikes again.
You guys played the Celtics, Big Three, in the playoffs, '88. What were those matchups like?
They're brutal.
We were trying to go at each other's throat.
It was unbelievable. I mean, Game 7.
Game 7 of the 1988 Eastern Conference semifinals. For Dominique Wilkins and the Hawks. And Larry Bird and the Celtics. It was a time to test their championship resolve. For 3 quarters, the teams fought to a standstill. But it was only a prelude to what was to come. As the final quarter began, a grueling personal contest of can you top this was about to begin.
Look at this. The music is so dramatic right now. It's like an epic moment going on between these two. Holy smokes. Here we go. Let's go back. Is it? Right in the middle.
2 men who brought out the best in each other.
This is the full story. Told by the NBA players and legends. Yes.
While I was in college, I used to watch and get Sports Illustrated, and I remember seeing Dominique Wilkins. I said, man, I would love to play with this guy, not knowing anything about the Hawks, but it was like, I would love to play with him. And then ended up getting drafted by Atlanta. Now Nick's my teammate. And I was like, I mean, a dream come true.
You think about those Atlanta teams with Dominique and Spud and Doc Rivers.
Tree Rollins.
And so we, you know, they for sure had the respect of us. Kevin Willis was a good player, and Dominique and Doc Rivers and Spud Webb came off their bench.
And Randy with
Tree Rollins.
Kevin Willis. Kevin Willis.
Oh, they were stacked.
Hook, Cliff Robinson. Cliff Levingston. The original big dog. Yeah.
We were grown, we were young, we were really athletic. We had that energy that a team would need. And all we had to do was build chemistry, begin to understand each other's games, weaknesses and strengths. And we did that, and we started to flourish after the first 4 or 5 years.
They were a deep team that could score the ball, and if we weren't at our best, we were in trouble.
But with that team, they were so fun to watch because Dominique was the headliner, but everyone else around him. When you talk about Spud Webb, they would come over and play with us across the street at Georgia Tech. You say, this little joker can flat out go. First small guy getting the dunk contest, win the dunk contest, all that hype around them. The question would be, when it got crunch time, the other team would outsmart them. That was their downfall.
That was a pretty good bunch to not win it all. And they had that one, remember the Dominique, Larry Bird, big shootout?
It's Game 7 in 1988 against the Atlanta Hawks. Dominique and Larry Bird.
One of the most clutch moments. I remember watching it as a kid.
This is just very hard for me to pause it in ways to put my take on it, my spin, of what ideas or thoughts I have going. So I'm trying to find a way to pause it. But yeah, incredible, good clippings as far as just put them in a really good pace where it's consistent. But yeah, I'm trying to find a good way to stop it respectfully. But anyways, what I want to say is like, yeah, the Atlanta Hawks, they were a good team than I thought. Like you said, you got Dominique, you got Doc Rivers, you got Spud Webb, you got some amazing young talent that had the energy that could really get in there. And they went against Boston Celtics after like the whole thing, like this gentleman mentioned, was you had Spud Webb coming off of winning the dunk contest. You got the shootouts. You got the, like these guys were. They were in there. They was able to go toe to toe with a lot of the legends, but again, Bird was just another guy. He was another guy. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
The question would be, when it got crunch time, the other team would outsmart them. That was their downfall.
That was a pretty good bunch to not win it all, and they had that one. Remember the Dominique, Larry Bird, big shootout.
It's Game 7 in 1988 against the Atlanta Hawks. Dominique and Larry Bird.
One of the most clutch moments. I remember watching it as a kid. Got me hyped. I went outside and started shooting outside of the playground, pretending I was both of y'all. But
1988.
That had to be one of the best moments.
Conference semifinals. Neek and Bird.
Game 7, the Dominique Bird series.
Shot for shot.
Shot for shot.
Dominique and Bird going back and forth.
You know, we should have eliminated them in 6.
Well, the whole series was crazy. Game 1 and 2, the Celtics won by like a combined 80 points. Like they blew us out.
As the Hawks found themselves down to the final gasp. But back home in the Omni, they were flying high. The offensive spark plug, little Spud Webb, found a way to slither through the Celtic defense, putting together a career-best playoff performance and igniting the Hawks
very entertaining
to a
to watch.
much-needed victory.
I remember coming back for Game 3 to Atlanta, and the big article in Atlanta Journal was put a fork in them, we're done. And then we win Game 3 and then win Game 4, go into Boston and win Game 5. And that was a great game. I think we took control.
Oh, wow.
The Atlanta Hawks just will not surrender to the favored Boston Celtics.
It's kind of a clash of two worlds. In Bird, you've got somebody who's already an icon. He's already been sanctified as a Boston Saint. And Dominique represents a different kind of basketball.
We had him, Matt, the one time we were up 3-2.
We won Game 5 in Boston. We was not supposed to win that game, the critics say. So we knew going to Game 6, I said, man, we could advance and we can beat these guys.
The frenetic Hawks, led by the Freakazoid, had old school Boston by the throat. Up 3-2 in the best-of-7 series.
I love the narrative on that. I love that. Oh my gosh. All right.
I said, man, we could advance and we can beat these guys.
The frenetic Hawks, led by the Freakazoid, had old school Boston by the throat. Up 3-2 in the best-of-7 series.
Oh my God.
All Atlanta has to do is go down to Atlanta and close the series out.
And then the last play in Game 6 was, Dominique and I were the two guys that scored.
And at the end of the game, we drew up a play.
I called a timeout because they knew what we were running. We called another one.
It turned into a broken play.
I inbounded the ball to Cliff Livingston, and he was supposed to dribble handoff to either me or Dominique. DJ read it, and he top-sided me. Cliff looked at Dominique, and then Cliff went on his own.
I went to basket left-hand running hook. I was mad.
Cliff's right-handed. He shot a left-handed hook shot.
Livingston, no. Boston has
supposed to come to me, and I'm like, "Woody, don't break the play, bro." And so we ended up losing that game. And after the game,
and I remember this old lady at the airport. I mean, and I'm not exaggerating. She may have been 80. Had her little purse, and she walks up to me. "Hey, Rivers, you thought you wasn't coming back, did you?" I will never forget that. I wish I knew who that lady was.
Barrett made a prediction. He said, Atlanta blew their opportunity. I'm guaranteeing a win in Boston.
Well, they had their chance. You know, they had a big chance to beat us. I think now that we're going to come out and play like we did tonight, but we're going to be at home, and our shots are going to be dropping a little bit better, and we're going to be running a little bit faster. So I'd say Sunday's going to be a big win for the Celtics.
And we had to look at that, right? I guarantee you when Atlanta blew their opportunity. And I'm like, hey, I don't know what Bird talking about. We have a great opportunity. We going in there, we going to kick their butt. We coming to win. I don't care what he said. We get to Boston, and we walk out of the locker room, and I stopped. I said, no, we going to win this bleep game. I said, if you ain't ready to fight, you ain't ready to go to war. If you guys ain't ready to fight, you ain't ready to go to war, don't even come out in the court. Don't come out here. I said, whoever guarded me tonight going to have a long night. Unfortunately, Bird was saying the same thing in the other locker room, to his teammates. So it set up one of the greatest shootouts ever in the seventh game. And I remember
Larry Bird, he passed by our locker room. He's like, there's nobody in here can guard me. But he was just playing though, yeah, because he was friends.
I remember before this big game against Dominique, that Larry was out shooting, and I was out shooting early at one end of the court. Larry was down at the other end, and I noticed that Larry was down there like shooting left-handed jump hooks from like 12, 15 feet. Now, he made left-handed shots, but I saw him shooting right-handed jump hooks from 12 or 15 feet. And I went down there and go like, what are you doing? He goes, my Achilles tendons are killing me. My step back it won't work tonight. I need that jump hook. And he made something that game. I mean, it's just unbelievable. That just tells you his confidence and tells you what kind of a player he was, just to have a game plan of what shots he was going to make that night.
So
you hear that? This guy said, my Achilles is killing me right now. I need to find ways to adjust a certain shot that I could do to create so I could do it in the game. If that don't sound like a master at his craft type thing, someone who's confident, someone who's spent time trying to find ways to go around and fix the problem and find solutions to win, to find a way to win, man, I don't know what to tell you.
It set up one of the greatest shootouts ever in the seventh game.
Despite Bird's brash words, the Hawks seemed unintimidated. And it would quickly become apparent that if Larry was to make good on his prediction, he would have to contend with a high-flying Dominique Wilkins, who would simply play the game of his life.
1988, May 22.
We came into
This
Game
is it.
7 with the right mindset, believing that we would have a chance to win Game 7.
You know, it was one of those Sundays in the Boston Garden, hot, crowd crazy. They expected they were going to win. I don't think they expected to have a tussle like they had in that game.
Game 7.
Yeah, he has a good voice. It makes a lot of sense why he was play-by-play announcer. This guy has a good voice.
Crowd crazy. They expected they were going to win. I don't think they expected to have a tussle like they had in that game.
Game 7 would go down as one of the greatest games in NBA history.
Dominique was an unstoppable player. No guy could guard him in the league man for man.
Yeah.
You could
Very
see
dominant.
his competitiveness. You could see his determination in that Game 7.
There was only one player on the floor who could match his will.
The voice announcer, oh my God.
It is open. Do they want him to take that shot? With 6 points.
Another one?
On the drive. Parrish picks for Bird. Gets the roll.
God.
And wide open. Bird with a very difficult
No.
angle gets it to fall.
In a tough
And I
angle like that?
He only had 12 points going in the fourth quarter.
I remember coming down the floor, and I remember myself, Larry Bird, and Kevin Willis.
I really believe this. The reason why Larry Bird got so hot in that game, in that fourth quarter, Kevin Willis and I and Bird was running down the court, and we were running down the court, and Kevin reached across me, put his hands, and puts his finger in Larry Bird's chest, said, don't let this so-and-so score anymore tonight. Kevin Willis came over and said, Nick, don't let him score tonight. And Bird standing around next to him, I'm looking at Kevin. What
Why?
you doing? What are you doing? You know, his Bird's eyes got like this big.
You don't want to awaken a sleeping giant. He got 20.
That is crazy. That's how he woke them up.
Standing around next to him, I'm looking at Kevin.
What you doing? What are you doing? You know, his bird eyes got like this big.
You don't want to awaken a sleeping giant. He got 12 points. All right, don't wake him up.
Oh, he looked mad.
Crazy.
Leave him sleep.
Hey, let him stay asleep.
Yes.
What you doing?
Woke him up.
You don't wake up a sleeping giant. And his eyes got that big.
You know, it's like his eyes
Got this big. I look at Kevin, what are you doing? And from that point, it was a shooting match.
That fourth quarter was unbelievable.
He said unbelievable.
Wilkins from the perimeter. That's running the offense. Bird is
Uh-oh.
Do they want him to take that shot? 3-on-1.
Larry was torturing him. Dominique was torturing me on when he had the ball.
They were going back to back.
That fourth quarter, maybe the best fourth quarter as far as mano-mano of all time.
Bird gets it in low on the turnaround. Mano duel. Bird.
Drainage.
Wilkins responds.
Oh, they going back to back.
Come down there offensively. I got to carry the load now. I got to keep us going.
It's Bird's turn.
Ah.
I remember sitting down before the fourth quarter, and I'm watching the game.
And I remember they took me out for a blow, and Kevin and Cliff Livingston came in the game, and he got hot.
And I remember Coach said, all right, Nick, go in there and slow him down. I said, slow him down.
He hot now. Forget that. That's the only thing I can do is try to match him bucket for bucket.
That's what turned out one of the greatest fourth quarters ever.
So we're playing, the ball goes up. You know how you clear space, you get that rebound every day. You're not even worried about it because I push it and I go up to get it. And all of a sudden, man, there's just a force all over my shoulder. He grabs it, he dunks it. You know those short shorts? They were right here. I tell you right now. I mean, he threw that thing down and I was like, oh my, and Larry has the classic line. Larry goes, shoot, I better box that guy out, huh, Kev? I said, yeah, I suggest you put a body on him. That was one of the craziest things ever. I'd never seen a guy that high in my life. He just threw it down.
Short shorts right here, huh, kid?
Right here, baby. That was not, I still have nightmares about that, Smitty.
Oh my
He
God.
had 47 in that game. Larry Bird had 34, but 20 of those.
In that quarter, but like I said, I think he ended up with 34 for the game.
And the duel continues.
I don't think it was so much edge they had. I just thought it was a player that they had, and that was Larry Bird.
It's Bird's turn.
Who basically put the team on his shoulders in that fourth quarter.
Dang.
The Celtics are ahead of the Atlanta Hawks. 84-82. Will return to the Garden.
He came back like, yeah, talk that stuff again if you want to. Look at his face. You can see it.
He put the team on his shoulders in that fourth quarter.
The Celtics are ahead of the Atlanta Hawks.
He know he did. He know he did. He looked over there. He's like, yeah. Yeah. All right. Y'all want to talk some more?
82. Will return to the Garden. And make it easier for him to bring the ball up. Bird cuts free. The defense.
That's like the shot he's been practicing, right?
With Bird in pulling up, putting Boston ahead.
Dude.
Bird attempting to break
Uh-oh,
free,
the post
stays
up.
with it, and the foul is called. The continuation for Larry Bird. We're up by 7.
Uh-oh.
Dominique hits a 3. Lead to Bird.
They're back to back.
Improves his position. Wilkins ties it for Atlanta.
Oh, my
Dominique was pretty much the whole
matching.
game. Larry, the fourth quarter, kind of then, carried their team. That's what made him so great.
50. Bird cuts free.
Yeah.
He's going to blink first. Wilkins responds.
They keep going back to back?
It's Bird's turn. And it gets it back. And Dominique off the glass. Bird snaps free. Comes up with a shot.
They were really going back to back. That's why they said this is like one of the greatest fourth quarter of all time. As far as two players going back to back at each other. Like they were running it back to back to back. Like, dude, it was really like the announcer said, who was going to break first? Oh.
Johnson gets it into Bird. by telling you about Larry Bird, who, following the Game 6 victory by the Celtics in Atlanta, guaranteed a win.
They might as well forget it. They've got no chance. They had a chance to beat us. We all knew if we lost, it meant vacation tomorrow.
Number 7, saying the Hawks blew their chance by losing number 6. Larry Bird.
It looked like he didn't get no sleep either. He looked sleep deprived. He's like, man, I'm gonna stay up. I'm going crazy with you guys.
Here in the 4th period, he has shown you why he's a future Hall of Famer. 20 points this quarter. He is
Crazy.
9 of 10 in this period. He has hit his last 6 field goals, and as far as Larry Bird is concerned, it's Detroit. Here we come.
You know, get the ball to Larry and let him make the read, because if they come double, he's going to make the right play. And the game wasn't that complicated for him, and he made some tough shots. Like I said, some left-handed running hooks. And,
wow.
You know, and again, he wasn't feeling great at that time of the year, at that moment.
Yeah.
And to watch him just gut it out and just to will his body to even finish that game, let alone score 20 in the 4th quarter of a Game 7 is mind-boggling to me.
Larry Bird.
I'm gonna go back. Note what he said. Like, he wasn't feeling that good at that time. Makes sense why I was like, yeah, he looks like he's sleep deprived or something, like he's very tired. I also think it had something to do with probably a lot of his injuries too, right? Because the guy was always hurt a lot due to his injuries. So that might could be it too.
In the 4th quarter of a Game 7 is mind-boggling to me.
Larry Bird that night was, listen, he was unbelievable, and he was so clutch. Meek was just as clutch that night. It's just that Larry in the 4th quarter was unstoppable.
So clutch is not just the final 3 or 4 seconds of a game.
And the thing is, we were sending everybody at him to slow him down. He was so hot that I think one of the shots he hit was a left-handed 3. That's when you know a
No.
guy's in the zone.
Bird attempting to break 3. Stays
No.
Lead changes. The Celtics once were up by 7. Dominique hits a 3.
Hitting
They knew
3.
he was going to get the ball. Like Robert Parrish always said, 40,000 eyes on Larry Bird because they knew he was going to get the ball. And we knew it, our opponents knew it, now it's just up to them to stop it.
It's Bird.
Train.
The Boston Celtics will win this series.
Man, he was doing a little bit of everything. I don't know really what he was doing in that 4th quarter, but the stuff that he was doing, it was unbelievable, man. I mean, he was throwing left-hand shots, running hooks. His game was at another level. We was trying to match each other's will.
20 of his 34 in the 4th quarter. Dominique had...
Yeah, Larry Bird hit more clutch shots, you know, in pressure situations than any player.
I told you about each and every one.
Wow.
You talked about Larry Bird saying someone's got to lose this game. When did he say that
Clutch
to you?
player.
Early in the 4th or late in the 4th?
No, it was late in the 4th quarter. It was probably like, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds to go in the game. I think it was a timeout, or we were taking the ball out of the bounds. I can't remember what it was, but I remember him saying that, and he said, you know, we both deserve to win, but somebody got to go home.
He was a different guy. He was a different breed. I think he was a hybrid Bird, man. He was a hybrid. This man, you challenge him and he's gonna come up and he's gonna do his thing. I like the guy previous that says that he is probably one of the most clutchest players. It looks like it. From all the videos I've seen, he looks like he's that guy that you can. I've heard it plenty of times from legends say this, that he's that guy that you want to rely on when it comes to shooting that in the hoop. Time is winding down and you need somebody to depend on. It's just how it is. Also, it's crazy that March 22nd, 1988, right? That's where it was. That's the same time where you had a lot of good players. Like, you had a lot of good players that year.
And, man, to his credit, man, he took the Celtics and put them on his back. And
he would call the spot.
Yeah.
You know, but he never called a spot against me. You know, that's kind of disrespect.
When I tell people Larry Bird talk trash.
Yes, and let you know every time.
But it ain't the trash. It wasn't the trash word with the meaning. You know, it was like, I'm going to shoot left-handed this time.
Right.
Or why you
put a white boy guard. You got a white guy. Pretty much that was it. I mean, that was one of the greatest performances I've seen from a guy in those circumstances. Because you're talking about 7th game in the playoffs. To carry his team the way he did in that fourth quarter.
When you talk about the clutch shots, he hit 10 clutch shots in that game.
It was crazy, too, because it's rare in a game you feel it. Like, you know, you guys have been in games where after the games, people say, man, that was the most amazing game, but you were in it. And you're like, you know, I didn't feel that. I knew it was a good game.
Right.
That was one of the few games I was sitting there, this was a hell of a game right now. It was a hell of a game. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's like poetry in motion. I mean, he knew how to play the game before you even got to him.
And it was a shootout in the fourth quarter. It came down to the last shot.
One left to ponder what might have been. The other to lead his team.
Wow. This video, I really had to pay attention more. So that wasn't too much commentary. More because there were a little bit more details and they were very more deep about the story in 1988 from Celtics Bird team going against, you know, Dominique's team, the Hawks, and just learn a little bit more within this video. Just a little bit more bits and pieces, hearing it from the players, seeing the game going on, just knowing a little bit more. So yeah, and also it was hard for me to focus on that. I tried, guys. I was like, let me focus in on it because the music was just like, it was so dramatic, and it just kept. And as an artist, you know, I've made music and I've trained my ears to like listen to music. So I'm like, let me just keep focusing because the song, the music is just in my ear. But I think I did a good job on that, and to like really again pay attention to the details. I think this one was not so much too much me speaking, but also just really learning, because it wasn't just a trash talking story. It was really a good story talking about what happened in that time of a season where the Celtics was going against the Hawks to advance on. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, man, give it a thumbs up. Appreciate you guys. I know I say a lot, but I really am thankful. I really am appreciative just to have an audience that likes to just chill out and, you know, have a dope community. So I just want to say that. Anyways, see you on the next one. Peace.